see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sun.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Thursday, April 4th, 2024, and this is episode 669 of the Lots Project podcast titled Waking Up, and I'll be chatting about wondering if things are starting to wake up the perfect buyer and it's chilly again, only for a couple days. We'll be talking about a lot more than that. Let's check out in the live chat, see who's hanging out in the coffee crew, and grab a cup and hang out for about an hour. Good morning. How is everyone? Let's see who's up and at it over here already. Good morning, Gen G early first, Gen G in first, and Pip right following back behind. Good morning, folks. Thanks for swinging in even before the show even starts. I appreciate it. I had to do an emergency reattach of Plugsy this morning. Plugsy the pig, I picked up my cup and it hit the edge of the French press and Plugsy fell right off. Emergency reattachment. Good morning, Hunter. Thanks for swinging in over on Twitch. Thank you. Haas, good morning. Pickle Pete, you made it through the dangerous evening yesterday. I got your message this morning. That was... Read what I wrote you back and maybe take and learn from that. Maybe learn from that a little bit. Excuse me. Good morning, Digger. I'm a little congested this morning, as you can tell, because it got super cold last night. Almost done with it. Anyway, it is Thursday morning. Welcome. Hope everything is going well. I asked the question again this morning on Noster. I mentioned it yesterday. Going to be kind of randomly bringing up what people's answers are, if we get any, trying to get some flow over there in the Noster chat, forcing me to actually pay attention to it more often. But hey, if you got a new pair of headphones and you wanted to test it out, but you can only choose one song, what would it be? Drop it in the comments over on YouTube, Twitch, or wherever you're watching, Facebook, and I will star them and get to them as we go through. And if we get any that roll in over on Noster, I will let you know what the folks over there think. So that's what we're going to do today for now, and I'm going to talk about maybe not getting what you would hope for here in a second with the Daily Stoic. But first things first, Gen G asked a very, very important question, and I was curious about the answer to this too. How is Chicken Joe after falling out of bed the other morning, Pete? I know you posted a picture in the Telegram group of the first aid with likely equine medical supplies. How did it work? Is she doing okay? The big question. All right. Anyway, what is in the cup this morning? It's day 2 of the wonderful bag of GSD blend. GSD blend to get you going, get shit done. A little higher on the caffeine, no added extra caffeine, but Brian over at Food Forest Farms and I work together to kind of grab the most. I guess it would be, I asked him to make me a blend for the blue collar guy, for the guy that wants to get up, that needs a little extra juice in the morning because he's burning both ends of the candle, that it's not going to make him jittery. It's not going to make him go to work and get his fingers caught in machines or be all spastic or something like that. But it gave you a little bump, and it's light, and it didn't bog you down. It's something you drink in the morning to wake you up. And man, he nailed it. As always. Man, the guy with a verbal description of what you're thinking will put together a coffee that will match that taste, and I think it's fantastic. GSD blend is phenomenal. Pickle Pete says it's the highest naturally occurring Arabica. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, but not too jittery, not too crazy. I mean, I had 2 French presses yesterday and was still productive. So it's good. GSD blend. You can find it at foodforestfarms.com and pick some up and be a little productive. So get some shit done. I'll be right back, guys, and we'll continue on with this. Sorry. All right. What is on the list today? I just want to talk a little bit. I could have gone down the conspiracy rabbit hole easily. Thanks, Hunter. Thanks, Hunter. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, TikTok, for sending all that stuff to me. Should be fun tomorrow. But like that, like I mentioned, Friday is TikTok conspiracy day. Friday's TikTok conspiracy day. My beautiful bride has tomorrow off, so today's her Friday. Happy Friday to Corey. She's taking long weekend. Actually, extended long weekend, aren't you? Extended long weekend for Corey for SRF, which is cool. I always enjoy getting to spend extra free days with Corey. But she's like, well, I said, well, maybe I'll take Friday off of the show and we'll just hang out all day together. And I was like, but it's Friday and it's conspiracy day and it's the Friday before the eclipse. Yeah, that's a no-go. Like, guys, I will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is a must show. I think Monday is a must show. I'm gonna sneeze and you guys, I might disappear real fast all of a sudden one time. I got a dog hair that is lodged in my nose and it's tickling, so this will be interesting. Gen G, I completely agree with the sentiment here. Give Chicken Joe a hug from me, please. Go ahead and give one from Gen G, and when you're done with that, give her one from Big B. Hunter says she's not working, so we could go long. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If we have to go long, I'm willing to sacrifice for the good of the group. If we have very important information to cover before the weekend, before the eclipse, then it might just have to happen. Or I mean, it really might just have to happen. But anyway, I told her that maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Well, Monday I got to be here before the eclipse, the day of the eclipse, and Kyle's birthday. We definitely have to be here. Maybe Tuesday. I got the interview in the bag, the Blockstream Jade interview with Drew Fisher. I have that still that I haven't aired on the audio side. So, yeah, maybe I'll take a day off, everyone, once in a while here. Pickle P says Conspiracy Friday double show. I don't know about that. I got so much stuff to do that my routine, like literally, guys, I have a laundry basket full of items that I need to start making videos for. You know that thing about sudden or very slowly and then all of a sudden? Yeah, the mail delivery amount has pretty much all of a sudden. It's all of a sudden. So anyway, I don't know if I'll do a double show. I don't know about a Chris Dixon says you won't have to worry about the Tuesday show after the eclipse. That's why I'm not putting too much effort into it. I'm gonna just roll with it. And if for some reason the internet's still around on Tuesday, if for some reason the sky isn't raining cats and dogs and brimstone and fire and Jesus is returned and the devil's on the corner, I'll still have a show to do. Good morning, Chris. That truck looks sweet, by the way. Chris Dixon put up a rehabbed, I guess you'd call it rehabbed. I didn't see the before picture, but man, the after old square body truck looked really nice, man. Looked really nice. I know I'm pretty sure that's your shop put that together and did that. Hunter says, how will we know if we slip dimensions? Whew. I don't know. I'm trying to put dimension tagger, trying to figure that out so I can make sure that if I'm hopping dimensions, I can have I have a stable point to reference and somebody to go see to make sure I know that I'm still traveling. I picked that up from Lost, guys. Good thing I'm watching Lost before the eclipse. Hey Jim, good morning. Did you sleep in? Did you fall down before you could get to the computer? Not enough. Did you run out of Metamucil or something? Couldn't get to the Commodore and get it fired up in time for the show. And good morning to Jim over on Noster. Daily Stoic for today. I just wanted to hit real quick. Yesterday kind of hit hard, a little bit. It was about basically working against yourself. Jim says he's fallen and just got up. Basically, the Daily Stoic was about the conflicting things in our, I guess, in our head, in our actions. Basically, where it comes down to the example that really was like, oh yeah, I totally get what you're talking about. Is, you know, the girl you're friends with, and she's desperately seeking a husband or a boyfriend or fiance, and she goes on and on and on about how she wants to find a good guy. She wants to find a quality partner, a great guy, a potential father, a solid husband. And then she hangs out in dive bars, getting hammered with the guys that are 4 times divorced and have 14 kids by 3 different women. And then complains about not being able to find a good guy. That's the basic premise. Basically, if you're not achieving the goals you want, if you're not, I'm definitely guilty of this. If you're not achieving the goals you want, maybe step back and look at the things you're doing. And if they're not in alignment, maybe you'll figure out why you're not achieving those goals. So that just kind of, it hit. I think we all forget about it. I think we're all guilty of it. Morning, K-Bong. Thanks for swinging in. Pickle Beast says, I'm going to the Sasquatch rave tomorrow as a unicorn, and he'll wear the fursuit tomorrow. Okay. Jen says, I just sold my 1979 Chevy 1-ton. Nice. Chris's truck sounds sweet and will literally make me regret my decision to sell. Yeah. Chris posts some stuff. The man is a craftsman for sure. I don't know if he can claim the whole redo of that truck or just part of it, or maybe it was just in the shop he was at, but whew, man, it looked good. So yeah, Daily Stoic was basically make sure your actions and your goals are in alignment and they're not conflicting each other. So just step back when you're saying, man, I really wish I could do this, but your actions are pushing you in the other way or not in alignment with what you're trying to achieve. It gets pretty tough. It's a tough road. So just a thought to start the day. Let's see what is on the list. Oh, title of the show was Waking Up. Yesterday, did you guys hear that there was a big old earthquake over in Taiwan? I think it was a 7.9. 7.9. Chris Dixon says, not at all. That was a 3-man effort. I've got a pretty good team. Hey, Chris, do you guys have some place where you display the work coming out of that shop? Especially that kind of stuff that you posted that picture of. I know you mentioned you were going to, I think it's big car show. I think it was I couldn't remember. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah, I like looking at old cars. I don't know much about them. I've talked about it on the show before, and Corey absolutely dies every time a car goes by, and I'm like, "Hey, did you see that Ford?" She's like, "That's a fucking Dodge." Like, I don't know. She goes, if I ever got hit by a car and you were trying to tell the police what it was, A, you wouldn't be able to tell what color it is, and B, you wouldn't be able to tell what style it was. So good luck trying to catch the person. I really like cars. I like and trucks. I like the visual appeal of the older vehicles. I like driving vehicles. I like high end. I've gotten the opportunity to drive quite a few high-end sports cars, even though my legs, my feet, and everything don't fit into them. I like that kind of stuff. I just never was into it and never learned about it. Never. I'm dangerous enough with I'm dangerous enough with a wrench. Like, I understand mechanics and things like that, internal combustion engines. I could probably fix it if I had enough time looking at it. But I'm not a motorhead by any means. Just never was anything that I was into. I was rather be on the golf course hitting a little white ball around when I was a kid than looking at car magazines. So I don't know. Anyway, that's that. So as soon as I saw the headline yesterday about this earthquake, I was like, huh, here we go. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. A week before, less than a week before this eclipse that everybody is speculating is going to be the end of the world. How are we going to relate this eclipse to Taiwan when I didn't look into it anymore, but I have to believe that the eclipse is not going to go across Taiwan. The totality is not going to go across Taiwan. So there we shoot out the idea of the eclipse waking up the giants. Maybe the pre-eclipse is waking up the giants in Taiwan. It was only a 7.9. So could that have possibly been a deep underground giant rolling over and rumbling the earth on the other side? Because Taiwan is kind of almost on the opposite side of where we are, right? But I had a better thought. So a lot of people are talking about the eclipse. The majority of people are talking about the eclipse, but not a whole lot of people are talking about the devil comet. I don't know what the technical name is. The devil comet that's coming through this summer. And throughout history, and this isn't conspiracy, and we'll probably talk about it quite a bit tomorrow, but the devil comet has documented phenomena around it as it comes to the earth, and it might be coincidence that it all lined up, but it ooh, I like that, Hunter. I like that. We'll have to explore that in a second here. But the devil comet, every time it makes its pass by Earth, there are large earthquakes. There are odd occurrences. Now, this will be the first one where we're this technologically advanced as far as using electronics and internet and down the road. So we don't know necessarily what is going to happen electromagnetically. Now, I'm not saying we didn't have electricity and all that. I think it was 70 years. How often does it come? I have it in my notes for conspiracy day, but I don't remember how it's like every 70 years or I don't know. But obviously even 70 years ago we weren't everybody wasn't using cell phones and Wi-Fi and the internet to do everything. So does it interfere with that? Does it mess with it? We don't know, but there are documented cases in the cycle as in that cycle, there are a lot of things that happen. Huge earthquakes, natural disasters. And if you really think about it, it's not that far fetched to think that there's a large molten ball of God knows what screaming past the earth, exploding gases and whatever else out of it. And that's why it makes that really cool tail in all its glory. Is that's just violent expulsion of gas, like worse than taco night expulsion. And we don't know what's it's expulting expulting. We don't know what it's shooting out. What rays, what cosmic rays, what gamma rays, what pieces of what material it's made up from. So could it affect the earth? Possibly. I mean, why not? Why not? So Canadian Farmstead says if someone offers you Kool-Aid when the comet passes, don't drink it. I mean, unless you really like Kool-Aid and it's the last thing you'd ever drink. Chris Dixon asks, it's the greatest comet pass of our lifetime. Where have I heard this before? Well, I mean, it's happening in the same year as the greatest election of our lifetime, the most important one for sure. I saw a news article yesterday about some girl in Minnesota that is planning on, she looks like she's like 14 maybe. And this is how messed up my brain is. The article was about that she wants to witness every full solar eclipse in her lifetime. So this will be her second. She was alive in 2017, so she's at least 7 years old. She looked like she was in her teens, maybe. She had the fucking like weird inventor goggles on, like the old school welding steampunk style goggles with the black lenses. She's like staring at the sky, and I'm like, oh Jesus. So I quick started reading the article, and it said right at the beginning, she's expecting to watch all 8 solar eclipses that'll happen in her lifetime. And I'm like, yeah, until she dies on Monday at this one, then it'll be 2. At least she'll achieve her goals. Like, how do you have the stones to be like, well, I know there's gonna be 8 solar eclipses in my lifetime. Guys, I am pretty sure that I am not even going to attempt to guess the date I'm checking out. The minute I do, it'll be tomorrow or later this morning. I don't know, but the minute I'm expecting to see the next 6 eclipses, done. Good morning, Blakesley Acres. Thanks for swinging in. Don't drink Kool-Aid. If you were late, don't drink Kool-Aid on Monday. If some stranger tries to offer you it. Candy bars probably out of the question. Canadian Farmstead, we thinking candy bars are out of the question on Monday. Pip Pip always with a timely comment. Expectations are premeditated resentments. Canadian Farm said blanket statement for Monday. Everybody in the audience. Blanket statement from Canadian Farmstead. Pretty much don't accept anything free on Monday. It's either going to send you to hell, it's going to send you to some space cult to get on the devil comet, or you'll end up molested in a van somewhere. No free candy, no free Kool-Aid, none of the good stuff on Monday. Wait till Tuesday when the comet's coming all summer. Are we out? No Kool-Aid all summer? Only no Kool-Aid all summer, but if you have to pay for it, do you think a cult leader would make you pay for your Jim Jones? I wonder. Are we out? Are Kool-Aid stands and Kool-Aid stands out for this summer? 2024, the year with no Kool-Aid because of the Devil's Comet. Pip says Falcon Heavy launch on Tuesday. What is that? Chris Dixon says you'll wake up in a tub with a missing a few parts. Remember when that was like a real deal? Like they tried to scare you with that shit, or was that just the fucked up people in my life at points? Like there were times as a child that I was legitimately scared that someone was going to kidnap me and harvest my organs and keep me alive, and I was going to wake up in a bathtub. I don't know. Oh, SpaceX launch. Yeah. Did anybody see any more about them shooting missiles at the eclipse? Was that a hoax? Was that or is there the they sure tried. Pip, you're into the space stuff. Is that still on the table where they're shooting missiles at the eclipse? I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet for tomorrow's show. Thanks, by the way, for all the folks sending me TikToks on stuff to look into. You bastards. Anyway, Canadian Farmstead says he's still pretty sure that NASA is launching 3 rockets. Like, why are we shooting things at the eclipse? It lasts 4 minutes. They're looking for dark matter. That's always a good idea. Let's fuck with things that we've named dark matter. Because what could go wrong? What could go wrong? They wouldn't tell you. K-Bonk's right. I mean, really. If it's out there, it's probably not true. Yeah, so the so that the earthquake over in Taiwan, I don't think there were any huge tsunamis. That was a possibility. There were Jim says over on Nostr that it's the comet to end all comets. Yes. The earthquake in Taiwan, I think there was a tsunami warning. This was so Fukushima disaster, if you remember that. I'm pretty sure that was over a 9 point on the Richter scale, and this one was down 7.9, so that's exponentially smaller. But they did issue tsunami warnings. I did see a message from our friend in the Philippines post tsunami period, and so I think that island is at least still mostly above water and has internet. So no harm, no foul. No harm. Maybe we're just rolling. We're waking up the rock and roll for next week. I like somebody's up here, back here. I can't find it. They said that that it was a HARP attack. Here it is. Hunter says Taiwan was a HARP attack to weaken infrastructure for the Chinese to attack later. I mean, like, really? We talk about laser fires in Hawaii and blue roofs. What's to say that China isn't shaking things up over there? Pip says that he thinks NASA wants to study gravitation effects during the eclipse. How would the eclipse affect gravity? I don't know exactly how gravity works, but I don't think it comes from outside the Earth. I'm pretty sure it comes from inside the Earth. Canadian Farmstead chimes in, says the U.S. helps rebuild Taiwan and installs a missile defense system. Yeah. Yeah. K-Bonk's wondering what's up with the blue roofs. Oh God, K-Bonk, weren't you around for the Maui fires and blue roofs, and that the lasers don't light blue shit on fire? China. Hunter says, how else are they trying to bring? How else are they supposed to bring troops into Taiwan without it being a humanitarian effort to clean up the disaster of an earthquake? China. Pip says solar pull due to the sun. It was on CNN. Okay. So they're saying probably that the sun is actually pulling on the earth, and that the moon going in between for 4 minutes is going to affect that. The world has gone absolutely insane. There is no logical thought anymore in the world. I don't know how gravity works. Do you? Anyway, it's going to get interesting, guys. We're only a few days out, so expect the craziness to get a little bit more. Pip may or may not have invested in DuPont's blue paint line. One specific color only, thanks. God. Canadian Farmstead says no one knows exactly how gravity works. Is gravity even real? I mean, if you watch enough flat earther videos, they'll convince you that gravity isn't even real, and all we're doing is we're just like on a flat surface. Like, it's not a globe. We don't have to stick to it. We're just like standing on a flat surface. Like, what? Okie dokie. What else is on the list here? Okay. So Pip's gonna make bank on the new Oprah Blue. What? Why is it Oprah Blue? So I was down at the gas station yesterday in town here, and if you're new to the show and you don't know about the little red shed and the neighbors and their yard art and their incessant desire to get the place shut down, basically. False claims against or calling the cops for bullshit, and just making the guy's life miserable, who was just trying to have a local small business that supported the community, that the community loved in general, but one or two people didn't like it. So that story has been going on since we've been here, so a little over a year. And it started just before we got here, so it's been about a year and a half, 2 years now that they fought that. Well, they shut down the restaurant. I brought that to you. I told you that they shut it down. And so I inquired when he shut it down. I was like, so what are you doing? Are you going to use it for something else? Are you going to, what are you going to do? You're going to sell it? He's like, well, we're going to sell it. And it sounds like basically they want to sell everything they own here, that the parent investor, it might actually be a parent, not sure. But the guy, the money man, is basically like, I put over $1 million into this area, multiple businesses, and they don't want me here. Not that the citizens don't want me here, like the local government and certain community members don't want me here. So fuck it. I'll take my money and go somewhere else. So from what I understand, he's pretty much ready to cut and run. Basically, if he breaks even, he'll be happy. If he loses money, he'll probably be happy as long as he doesn't lose too much. So he's selling the little red shed there. Basically, it's probably a I don't know, what would you say that was, like 40 by 40 building with a trailer out back? Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge restaurant by any means. It's got like a 6 to 8 person bar top and enough room for like two large parties. Jukebox, kitchen. It's a tiny place. It would be considered, I would say it's a hole in the wall with room for like having banquet facility for maybe 30 people in one room and maybe 30 to 60 in the other. So, oh man, Hunter says the greater the mass, the greater the pull, and girl, that booty got me. Rewind the episode, Tucker or Hunter, to the first couple minutes where we talked about goals lining up with intentions. Her goals lining up with actions. So anyway, this building's pretty cool. There's a lot of kitchen equipment. I asked him, I was like, so you selling it with the equipment? He's like, yeah, everything, all lock, stock, and barrel. Lock, stock, and barrel. And I was like, well, what about the trailer behind us? So there's a mobile home behind that he used for storage. I think he stayed there for a while. But he redid the whole thing inside. It looks nice. It's done enough. It isn't like a high-end super professional job, but it looks nice. It's clean and taken care of, and they redid the whole inside. So I was like, okay, all right. And basically a buy your own business. Now it does come with the neighbors across the street. It does come with a town council that doesn't appreciate you there, obviously, because they haven't been backing you up, or the majority of them at least. And so I was curious. I was like, so like how much? How much? He says $150,000 all in. Now, Chris Dixon says the Lots Bar and Grill. No. No. Oh, so I was like, holy crap, that's not bad. I don't have 150 grand to drop in it. And anybody that pursues that, I think that's one of those things where you put it in on a flyer. And Genji says, what? That sounds like a pretty decent deal. And that's what I thought. Like, it's not right for my situation right now. I definitely don't have the capital to throw at it, and I'm not taking a loan for that place. But I started pondering the possibilities. I started pondering the possibilities of a small restaurant in there that I think would do good with alcohol or without. I think that was part of the neighbor's problem. Chris Dixon says banks have lots of money type papers. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that shit. The neighbors, I think one of their big issues was the alcohol thing. So maybe you don't even do alcohol. I think you could do just fine right where it is. The location is fantastic. It's right on the main road to the Tennessee River, at an intersection of two county highways. Digger says Lots Knots World Headquarters. I was also thinking that if you picked it up and made it a creator space, you had some cool tech, you had some 3D printers, maybe some laser engravers, this, that, and the other thing. Pickle Pete says you can't let crazy win, and that's the thing that sits in my heart. That's the thing that sits in my gut, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most is they let one fucking crazy motherfucker ruin their business. K-Bonk says license is included. I haven't gotten down that far yet. I don't think it would be... The alcohol might be the beer license might be the only sticker. I'm not sure how that goes, but as far as a business license and things like, depending on what you wanted to do with it, I don't know. And then yesterday, so I might be on a personal vendetta to find somebody just to fuck the people over that screwed this guy over. That was, man, all he wanted to do was appease them and make his little business work. And they just wouldn't let off. And that's bullshit. I know they have every right to do whatever the fuck they want in their yard, but leave the guy across the road alone, because he has the right to do whatever he wants too. So yesterday, I started wondering, since one of the things that they hate about that being across there is the loud noises in the middle of the night, the customers leaving, because it did draw kind of a biker crew, which is fine. I really like bikers. And Pickle Pete, I think he's picking up what I'm laying down. He says you need to find a Hell's Angels club that needs an investment. And that's what I was wondering yesterday. I was like, I wonder what the private club laws in Tennessee are. Like, what happens behind doors at a private club? Do you need a liquor license? Do you need all that? Can they sue you for doing different things maybe that might annoy the neighbors? Can they call the cops and the cops show up and go, it's just some guys working on their bikes in the fucking parking lot, sorry. Jim says sounds like they need a brewery or a distillery. I mean, I don't even necessarily think it needs to be alcohol related. I don't even necessarily think that it needs to be a public place. But there's got to be some messed up individuals out there that would just like to fuck with some people that put somebody out of business. Somebody that's got way more resources than me. So if you hear this, or you're looking to share it with someone that may be in that situation, well, reach out to me. I can put them in touch. Pickle P says when in Tennessee flops, make it a dispensary. I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, right now they're on every corner for the CBD and Delta 8 and things like that. They're all over the place. I don't know if this town would give you the business license for that. Chris Dixon says a Harley tune-up center. I mean, if it happened, it happened. Really. Pickle P says get Willis fired up. He's that level. Well, I mean, he is really. He is at this point. But yeah, I don't know how much John wants to get. I mean, I guess John is that type of guy. Basically. Yeah, I mean, gun range and Harley shop. I don't think the gun range will work with what's behind it. I guess if you had the infrastructure build, you could make it work. Yeah. So this is an opportunity looking for the perfect owner. I think if it's done right, so here's the thing that I look at. I didn't necessarily look at the customer flow at the bar. I'm sorry, it was a restaurant that served alcohol. I didn't necessarily look at the customer flow through that business. What I look at is the customer flow through the Mexican restaurant a mile and a half away. There's a mile and a half away. There's a Mexican restaurant that 7 days a week, lunch and dinner, is to the gills with people. This place couldn't hold all the customers that go to the Mexican restaurant every night. It could probably hold half at most. So you don't have to pull them all, even to start. You just have to offer good food, good service, and a reason for them to stop there. If you want to do a restaurant. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But I also like the idea of a creator space, kind of a maker space club scenario. Pay a monthly fee and come and use the equipment and things like that. I think those are starting to be pretty popular. Chris Dixon says, I bet they were looking for a way out. Oh, yeah. I mean, I asked him. So I asked him when we first got here and we went over there, and I realized how it wasn't very busy. And I said, hey, do you advertise at all? And he's like, no. I mean, he had a Facebook that had a few followers. Like, do you advertise at all? Because your food is good. Like the guy put the work in. The guy did a good job. He went the extra mile when he had chicken strips, chicken tender basket on his menu. It wasn't open the Cisco frozen bag of chicken tenders and dump it in the fryer. These were chicken breasts that were cut into chicken strips and deep fried. They were enormous. They were fantastic. They tasted good. He bought the better quality food, and he only charged a little. I don't even think his prices were outrageous. So I don't know. I think he didn't. When I asked him if he advertised, he says it wasn't worth it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, every time I post on Facebook in any group around here, the evangelicals and the moonshiners shout down everything I have. Now, I appreciate I appreciate the fact that he didn't want to deal with that, but that's gold in my eyes. K-Bong says makerspaces are rough to sustain. Yeah, that's why I got to find somebody that just wants to hold some money somewhere and aggravate the neighbors. Because we could definitely make sure we found equipment that has to have a dust collector that runs all the time, and things that make lots of noise. Air tools, things like that in the outside motorcycle working facility. Pip says, stop in and see why they hate us. Exactly. I mean, they did have a shot there. Like, they were on the right path. They had a shot you could order at the bar that was called Fuck the Neighbors. Jim says, who said, I don't care what they're saying about me as long as they're talking? And that's what I said. Hit the beehive, man. Stick a stick in that beehive and rattle it around, because they'll all be coming. Chris Dixon says a cabinet shop. Yeah. I mean, there is a ton you could do. And I'm just like, for a building, 2 buildings really, and all the equipment at 150 G's. I don't know. It could work. Send me an email. I can get you in touch. Genji says, turn the negativity in an opportunity. Yeah, and more negativity, which turns into more opportunity. Because the people that are going to show up are going to want to egg it on a little bit more, and then it just can turn into a holy war. So that's what I've been contemplating. Every time I drive by the place and the door and the lights are off, I just shake my head, and it makes me more angry. It really makes me more angry. So it is what it is. Guys, it's cold out again. It's going to be cold for 2 days, and then it's going to pop back up. But the weather for SRF is looking pretty good. I haven't checked the rain again on Sunday. It looked like there might have been some pushing in. Have a great stoic attitude. Pretty much. Um, it looked like it might push in on Sunday afternoon. I don't know, but the temps are supposed to come up. But for the next day, man, the next day or two, it's supposed to be lows in the 30s overnight, highs in the 50s, and cloudy. Yesterday was just blah most of the day. It was dreary, overcast, one of those days where the sun doesn't shine and you have no motivation. Corey and I both looked at each other at the end of the day and we're like, that was a struggle. Like, we neither of us were doing anything terrifically hard. It was just a struggle to make it through the day. I don't know if it was the weather, the temperature drop, things like that, but man, those things really seem to affect me a lot. And yeah, and it just came out of the blue. It was warm, it was humid. The storm came through on the other day. It would have been Tuesday, Monday afternoon, Tuesday. I don't know. What was yesterday? Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is. And then my wife's going to be off for like 4 or 5 days in a row, and I'm really not going to know what day it is. Guys, I hope I don't miss Monday's show with the eclipse. So it's only a couple days. And then it's supposed to be good. Hey, Chris Dixon, have a great day. Yeah, keep those cars safe. You're moving the stuff to the car show in the snow and slush. That's got to be a little nerve-wracking with all the time and effort and money you put into those cool rigs. Good luck with that. Thanks for stopping in. Always appreciated. So the weather for a couple days, blah, blah, and then it's supposed to come around. But yeah, I think SRF is supposed to be 60s, 70s, 50s overnight. It's like perfect weather. So hopefully it holds out and we have another great festival coming up this weekend. If you guys are interested in checking out the virtual, if you're not coming to Camden, you don't want to come to Camden, you can't make it to Camden, you can still check all the stuff out on the virtual live and then the recorded replay about a month after. You can get access to that, but you can catch it live when you can and then catch the replays later. You can find a link to sign up to for those tickets down in the video description, or pick up your in-person if you're close enough to Camden. I definitely recommend coming out and hanging out for the weekend. It is productive for sure. Another thing, we have a community member that achieved some great things. Well, the start of some great things. Yesterday, I got a message from my buddy Jamie out at Off Grid Ping. I've mentioned him a couple times. He drops in when he can. His internet there isn't the best, so he isn't in all the time. But Jamie shot me a message. He's on the end of the road back to Toolman Tim's property, Delinquent's Gully, that I've been working on. Jamie has applied to be on John Willis's Homestead Apprentice show that John's spinning up. If you don't know what Homestead Apprentice is, they are basically Pip, I'll grab you a link. Basically they're having like an apprentice, the old TV show, Donald Trump, The Apprentice. They're having the Homestead version of that. Basically they're having a weekend where they're going to have, they call it the Gauntlet, where they're going to do a bunch of homestead skill competitions, this, that, and the other thing. And then they're going to vote people on to the next round, which is like a 3-week intensive homesteading competition. I haven't dug into most of the details. I know the general premise, but man, it's time to start digging in. It's time for all of us to make sure we follow the Homestead Apprentice over on YouTube, because my buddy Jamie made it to the Gauntlet. Jamie applied and has been accepted. He will be participating in the first round. I believe he said that is May 3rd through the 5th. And I don't know if they're going to be doing that live or if it's going to be edited after the fact by John's media team. But yeah, excited for Jamie. I think the grand prize is like a acre to property, maybe. Yeah, the gauntlet May 3rd through the 5th, and if you make it through the gauntlet, the main event is June 10th through the 30th. So, I'm excited for him. I think he's gonna do really well. Watching the progress that he's made out at his property, watching the things that he's been able to accomplish, and just his attitude towards life and everything he's doing, I think Jamie's gonna do fantastic, and I hope if there's some sort of audience voting, if there's some sort of audience support or weighing in on who the audience thinks should move on, that we have a solid community here between the Lots Project community, the Toolman Tim Workshop community, and a few others that we can really rally behind Jamie and lift him up as a community member, because he is a solid guy, and if you ever meet him in person, you will think that too. So, like Pickle Pete says, Team Jamie, and K-Bonk, congrats to Jamie. Yes, for sure. I was super psyched when he sent that to me. So excited to follow that. Pickle Pete says, I'll vote times 7. I know you will. Vote early, vote often. And let's see. We got a few more minutes here. So I got every once in a while, I get an email back from a company. Now, I've been emailing tons of companies. Like I said, I got a big laundry basket full of products I got to make videos for, but I've been working at kind of targeting companies better to make Amazon videos. At the beginning, with a goal of getting 100 videos, 100 products up, I was kind of throwing things at the wind. There was a list of people, a list of contacts, and I was just like, it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game at this point. I gotta request. I'll hear back from a certain percentage, and from a certain percentage of that, they'll want to send out a product for me to test out. So I got it rolling. Mike Holmes says, doubt John will let it be a popularity contest. I hope not. And I think Jamie can stand on his own. I'm not saying that he's going to need our help, but if it is a part of the voting, if it is a part of the process, we should be there and be ready. Jen's asked if I rearranged the ducks behind me. From like yesterday? I don't know. Anyway, I requested all these products, and as I started getting them, like right now, I'm really dialing in on that 100 products, which was one of my first achievements I wanted to get. I think I need 3 more on my list to get to 100, and they're well on their way. But as I started getting a pretty decent flow, I started really honing in the companies and the types of products I requested. And I saw a company that I've been wanting to get a lapel mic. If you guys know, it's hard in the wind, in the Mike Homestead. I don't look at my notes. It is way up on the top. I got to give the memberships away. The problem is I have to go into a different I can't do it in StreamYard. That's the problem. So anyway, I'm going to talk about as I get this up, bear with me. I'm going to go in and give away these memberships randomly. And I think it's not as big a thing on my mind to give these away because I don't get to pick who they go to. If this starts playing, I apologize, but here we go. Anyway, I started really diving in and requesting products that makes sense, I guess would be the word. Things that I wanted, things that I've needed, I've considered buying. Here we go. All right, guys, we're going to give away 2 sets of 5 memberships in the audience right now. Here's the first one. Boom, 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 boom. Jim, Mike's Homestead, Jim, Gen G, Rewilder Life, Canadian Farmstead. Whoop, whoop. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Membership gifting, second round. Here we go. All right, and I'll be able to get back to it. Who else we got? Off-grid ping, John Palmer, Jay Wood, Hassan, Alfonso, and Plotter S, I guess. These are probably Baby Walter fans. Probably Baby Walter fans there. Anyway, congratulations to the winners. I appreciate everybody. Yay. You get to see the review videos, but when they publish them and not when they release, that is the main perk, and custom emojis, a little check by your name, all sorts of weird stuff. So anyway, I started targeting more things that I need. So I needed a lapel mic for recording these review videos when I'm out in the wind. I was looking for a wireless lapel mic instead of trying to use my my phone mic that's like across the yard or wherever when I'm outside. Lapel mic would have made it easier. All of a sudden, this one popped up, and off-grid ping. Yep. This one popped up in the creator connections. It was a Bluetooth high-end lapel mic. Like, guys, it was like $500 set. And I was like, I got some decent numbers. I got some decent flow going on Amazon. I got, pushing up on 100 videos, like I said. And I'm doing decent in the sales on the back end of these creator connections tracking. And so I reached out. I was like, I don't know if they're going to, the $500 level, $500 item level is there yet for my profile. And so I reached out, and they're going to send one. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm excited. They were excited to work with me. It was a product I needed. A lot of the stuff I'm getting will probably end up being donated, given away, or just moved on to someone else, because it's not stuff that, as a minimalist, I don't need it. Jim wants to know if he can sell his membership on eBay. You can do whatever you want with it, man, but they'll have to log into your YouTube account. And so they sent me out. They're sending me out this kit, lapel mic kit, that seems really sweet. I've been diving into it a little bit, and we've been talking to each other, and so it's on its way. It's on its way. I'm excited about that. And if you don't know, I'm running basically what they're calling the creator tent, the creator tent at SRF. Basically a spot for content creators to get together to do interviews, this and that. So I'm tied in with doing all this interview stuff at SRF, and I was like, well, how perfect would it be if this mic set showed up? We could test it out. We could really give it a run with that many people that'll be wanting to do interviews and stuff like that. So I didn't want to be over anxious, and I didn't want to pressure the guy. I didn't want to be like, hey, if you get that in the mail, blah, 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 and all this. And he sends it, and he gives me the tracking number, and he's like, hey, I sent it UPS ground. It should be there. And that's the first thing. Usually most people send it USPS. They automatically ship it from Amazon USPS. And I have it sent to the post office. I didn't know that he was sending it UPS, or I would have had it sent to my address. But he's sending it UPS. You've known, if you listen to the show, my struggles with UPS. So I pull up the tracking number, and I'm like, well, it'll probably be after SRF, blah, 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 whatever. Estimated delivery date is tomorrow. Estimated delivery date is tomorrow. So at this point, it really is a crapshoot whether I will be able to get it or not and use it and test it out at SRF. Because we know from past experiences that even though it says it'll be delivered tomorrow, depending on whether he needs a margarita or what he wants to do for the weekend, we don't know if the UPS guy will show up at the post office during business hours on Friday so Brian can get his package. Brian will be very upset if it doesn't show up, but I'm sure I'll get over it. I will get over it, and it will be okay. So here's fingers crossed. If you're in the audience, you're listening, if you could put out some good juju, if you know anybody at UPS in this general area, if you could call them and make sure that the shit goes out and gets there on time. If you want to give them my phone number, they can call me. I'll meet them somewhere. We can make the exchange. But man, I would really like that mic set to go to SRF. Come on, UPS. I'm rooting for you. If this shows up, I will sing the praises of UPS at least one time on the show. It's got to be worth something, right? Oh, thanks, Mike's Homestead, for reminding me to give away the memberships. I appreciate that. Other than that, I think we got to wrap up and head into Friday. Friday. It's going to be conspiracy day, man. It's going to be full. It is full. We have a big weekend of worrying and tinfoil construction. We need to make tinfoil suits, tinfoil hat, tinfoil glasses, and all the such. So I will get you prepared to head into that weekend. We will talk Friday, and I imagine again on Monday we'll have a special eclipse. Special eclipse episode on Monday. Hunter says, sounds like you need to spend half the day at the Mexican restaurant. Well, at least a few hours before the post office opens and a few hours after the post office. And when he swings in for his margarita, I'll be like, hey, yo, you got my mic? Yeah, so Friday, I think I definitely have to have a special eclipse episode on Monday. So, guys, I hope you had a fantastic day. I hope your pre-Friday day goes well. I appreciate everyone listening. And if you enjoyed the show, it's always free to hit this like, the share, and the subscribe. To return value for value, please consider joining one of the YouTube tier memberships or listening on any value for value platform like Podverse or Fountain.fm. Or catch the show live over on Noster, where we can do value for value exchange with zapping. Thanks, Jim, for the zap today. I appreciate it. Or you can go to thelostproject.com or comfreyroots.com to find out more about me. Guys, it's Thursday. It's a great day. We will move on to Friday. We will do Conspiracy Theories show. We'll head into the weekend, and hopefully Monday isn't the last time we talk to each other, because you know what happens on the eclipse. I don't know. We'll find out. Have a good day, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.